Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to solve the paper of computer science, paper 1, that was held in February-March 2026. The same pattern, we have 1 hour and 45 minutes to solve this question, solve this paper. So let's start to solve this paper. The first question that say, tick one box to show which statement about the data storage is correct. First is 1 bit equal to the 4 nipples, no. 1 byte equal to the 16 bits, no. That is also because we know that 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. And same here, 1 bit equal to 4 nipple, no. 1 ocsi bit equal to 1024 multiplied by 1024. Yes, this one is correct. And 1 maybe byte is equal to, no, this one is not a correct one. So the right option is the C. So if we move to the question number B, they say an image file has a resolution of 1024 pixel high, 1024 pixel wide. The color depth is 2 bytes. 2 bytes mean if we convert it into bits, so for that we have to multiply it with the 8. So they say calculate the file size of the image, give your answer in a MB byte. So because we have already this in bytes, so we just need to convert it. But firstly, we are going to write the formula. The formula for the file size is the height multiplied by width and multiplied by color depth. So for that, we are going to write the value 1024, 1024 and multiply by 2 bytes. Normally we have a data in a bits, but there they have given the data in the bytes. So because we have to move to the big unit, so I will continue with the byte. So when we multiply it, now when we multiply 1024 with the 1024, that will be equal to 1048576. And when we multiply it with the 2, that will be equal to 2097152, but that will be in a bytes. Now, because we have to convert it into a MB bytes, so we already are in a byte. So firstly, we have to convert in a KB byte, then into a MB byte. It means that we are moving from lower unit to the higher unit. So for that, we do a division with the 2097,152 and divide with a 1024 and again with the 1024. So when we divide this as a equation, so as we already have 1000 above 1024 2 times above, so when we cut down, that will be equal to 2 MB. So the answer is 2 MB because after the solving that. Then we have a next question. They say a user access a website using a web browser. Two functions of a web browser are to provide a address bar and to store a cookies. Give 3 other functions. So we have multiple other functions available which websites provide to the web browser. Like it can provide for the bookmark, or we call it as a favorites as well. So allow user to save and revisit URL whenever it required. Then, yes, it can manage a history as well. What history? The browsing history. Means that we can record the previous data or the web pages. Okay. And if we discuss another function, yes, it can renders. Renders mean it can display web pages by interpreting in HTML, CSS. Okay, so these are the some of the functions, or we can say the accesses that website provide while we are using through the web browser. Then we have a B part. They say the user enter a uniform resource locator URL into the address bar of the web browser. The URL is converted into a IP address. So describe the purpose of IP address. So IP address stands for the Internet Protocol address. And it's a unique numeric address, or we call it as identifier, assigned to every device on network. So this is a basic definition of a IP address. And then we have to explain how URL is converted into a IP address. So firstly, whenever we click that URL, firstly it's converted into a DNS address. So URL, in the first step, URL is converted into DNS address, means domain name scheme, or we sometimes will call it as a server as well, by clicking URL. Step 2, then DNS look for the domain name from the database of the web server and match that particular IP address. Looks for domain name in web server or the database, and return with IP address of that domain name. So third is, if that IP address found, then automatically it will appear, and if not appear or found, it will continue searching from the server or the database. Then, so we written a 3 steps to convert the URL into a IP address. Next is they say there's a website use cookies. The website use cookies on the user computer. So we have to write the definition of a cookie. So it's a very simpler kind of a definition. It's a small text file stored on the user computer by the website. The basic purpose is to store information about the user on the browsing session. So a cookies is a small text file that's stored in a user computer. And main purpose of this is to store the information information of user or browsing information. Then, so this is basically known as a cookies. This 1 minute more. Now, next let's see. Give one example of how a website can use a session cookies and one example of how a website can use the persistent cookies. So each example must be a different. So if we discuss about the session cookies, it keep the user login information, logout information, login information, and it also get the data whatever we do browse on the internet. So what it do, it keep the a user login information. And if we discuss about the persistent cookie, it remember the login details, language, whatever we have preferences displayed. These are the information. Remember login detail. Login detail mean the username and the password or language that we chosen or whatever we have the preferences while visiting that website. So this is the answer for the this question. Next, they say a drone is used to search for a lost animal. The drone is flying device that can be autonomous or operated using the remote control. The drone is robot. Give two characteristics of the drone that display or that identify it is a robot. Yes, there's a multiple, but I think the most appropriate one is that the robot is using sensors. Sensors can be on any kind, like the voice sensor, okay, the camera type of sensor or visual sensors. The basic purpose is to detect environment. The secondly, that robot is autonomous. Autonomous device means it making decisions without the direction of the human input. So this is the answer of that. Next, they say uh, a drone has a built-in system to stop it from the crashing into object. For example, a tree. The system uses sensors and a microprocessor. Identify one sensor that could be built into drone to detect the nearby. So we have a multiple sensors, but most prominently ultrasonic sensors, or we have the infrared sensors and such type of many more. Then they say what is meant by a microprocessor. So it's a single integrated circuit that contain the CPU, and it can also process the instructions and can perform the calculation. So microprocessor is a, we can say, a single integrated circuit having a CPU, or we can say that contain CPU and can process data or information. So this is the basic definition of microprocessor. Then they say we have to explain how sensors and microprocessors work together to stop the drone for the crashing. So uh, we will start firstly. The basic purpose of sensor is uh, to sense or to get information from the environment and pass it to the microprocessor. So first step will be the sensors. What they do, they measure environment, or what we call it as a distance from environment, and then in the second step, whatever data they get, they pass it or they input it to the process. So these are the first two steps. Then what that microprocessor do, it start processing, and it has a multiple methodologies to process, but the main and the safest one is to compare it with the distance and the threshold. So what does microprocessor do? It compares the distance with the whatever they have the threshold information. And if the object is too close, automatically it start give the output for the stop. So it activates the motor to stop working. to whatever motor or that they have. And automatically, when the output signal come, the drone change its direction or can stop us. So this is the answer of this question number 3. Then we have a next question. They say a drone had a digital camera that record a video while the drone is flying. The drone can be connected to the computer using a universal serial bus USB interface to the transfer video recorded by the digital camera. So we have to state what is meant by the USB. So it's a kind of a very simple definition, simple term. USB stand for the universal serial bus, as they already has written over there. So the basic purpose is it's a secondary storage device. So it help to transfer data from one place to another. And it's a kind of a non-volatile memory device where we does not require any power or electricity to save the data. So USB is a portable storage device. Easily connect with computer and it's a non-volatile. Then they say explain how USB interface is used to transmit data. So automatically it's transfer data in a serial data communication method or transmission method in which one bit at a time can travel. And then we have a USB controller which convert the data into a parallel form, which can easily understood by the computer. So in the first step, data is transmitted serially, like a one bit at a time. And then we have a USB controller which convert that data that is coming parallel towards the USB into a serial bits. This is how we transmit data in by the use of a USB. Then we have a question number 4. They say draw and annotate the diagram of a diagram or diagrams to show the content and the structure of data packets. Yes, it's a quite easy one. The structure of data packet is in this format, in which we have three parts. First one is a header. Then we have a body for the data, or we call it as a payload as well. And the third one is a trailer. Header means the information like the IP address, or sometime it has a serial number as well. Such type of information is stored in a header. In a payload, we have actual data or the content of the packet. While in a trailer, we normally use for the error checking or error detection. Next, they say how a data packet is transmitted across the network. Uh, we have to draw the diagram of that as well, or just write the steps. Okay. So for that, we are going to draw the diagram. Suppose we have a specific device with the name of a sender, and on the other hand, we have a device with the name of a receiver. Normally, we have a route, a single route that is directly moving our data from one place to another. So in the step number one, we have to make the data packets. Means we have to split data in small pieces. The step number one, like suppose here we have generated this P1 as a packet 1, and then we may have a packet 2, packet 3, so then we have to transfer, like now we have only one path. We can move it by the use of a different path as well, like through this device and then this device and this device. Means step number two will be we will choose or will transfer each packet from different route or the path. Then step number three is whatever routers we are using, what they do, they read the IP address of destination device. And then all the packets are assembled in whatever their correct order. So this is how we can write the solution of this question. The next question, they say a student store their schoolwork on secondary storage device. They store their schoolwork on their home computer and on the cloud storage. Give two characteristics of the secondary storage. So we have multiple, but we discussed earlier that these secondary storage devices are the non-volatile. Non-volatile means it can store data in the absence of power and in the absence of electricity. And the secondly, it has a large capacity to store data. So these are some of the characteristics of the secondary storage devices. Then they say the home computer has a magnetic storage device and the cloud storage use a solid state, a flash memory storage. Complete the description of how magnetic hard disk drives and solid disk drives, so solid state drives read data. Use terms from the list. Not all terms need to be used. You should only use the term once. Okay. They say a hard disk has several platters. Yes, each platter is split into tracks and uh, tracks and the sector. Yes, we have a sector. To read data, the read-write head move over the platter to the position where the data start. The dash indicate if the data is 1 or the 0. Yes, we have a electromagnetic field over there, na? So yes, which indicate the data is in a 1 or a 0. They say a solid state drive use NAND gate or NOR gate. It is we have a NOR gate, na? Yes, we have a NOR gate. They say it is made up of transistors that work as a and um, floating gate, and we have a yes control gate. The gates control dash of the electrons to memory cell. The gates controls flow. Yes. So this is the answer of this passage. First is sector, second is electromagnetic field, third one is a NOR gate, then we have a sum of the control gate, and then it controls the flow. Then they say state what is meant by cloud storage. We all know that it's a kind of a remote storage area available on the internet that is assigned against the IP, against the email ID that is assigned from the internet authorities. So it's such type of storage is known as a cloud storage. So it's a storage on a server on internet server. It's a kind of remote storage available on the internet. And we can access to that whenever we want. Next is they say, explain the advantages of the student for storing their data on the cloud storage instead of storing on the locally. We have multiple advantages like they can access data whenever they want, like it is available, its availability. Twenty-four by 7, just need to download, then automated backup generation capability. Then there are the like a shareability, we can share to any other device. So these are some of the advantages. They say, explain the advantages of the student of storing their data locally on their home computer. So yes, they can access data in the absence of internet as well. Without internet, and it's a kind of more private, more secure, we can say that, or slash private data storage capability. Then we have the question number 6, part A. They say binary number 150 into a 8-bit binary number. Normally we have a LCM method, but we can solve it by the use of a place values as well. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. The formula is, firstly, we have to compare it with the 128. Yes, it's greater than 128. So 150, we have to minus 128 from that. The answer will be 2, 22. So 22 is lesser than 64, lesser than 32, greater than 16. So then we have to minus from the 16 as well. So we left with the 6. 6 is less than 8, greater than 4. Yes. So the answer is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. We can use the LCM method as well. They say convert a hexadecimal number F into a 12-bit F08 into a 12-bit binary. Okay, so for that F0 and 8, we know that the binary of 0 is that, 8 is that, F is equal to 14. So 14 mean 8, 4, 2. This is the answer. No, F, sorry. I thought it's a F mean this. So the answer will be a 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. So this is the 12-bit binder of this hexadecimal. They say give the 8-bit binary value of logical shifting left to the two places performed. So we have a number 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So because we have to shift it towards the left, this 1 will be that position, 0 will be the next, 1 will be the next, 0, 1, 1. And we put 0, 0 on the empty places. So it's original one and after shift. We have this answer. They say convert 2's complement binary integer 0, 1, 1, 1 into a tiny. 2's complement binary integer mean it's a positive or negative, means we can say it's a signed integer. Sign mean it may have a positive or a negative sign. So for that, we only require to convert it into a binary one. So we use the same formula 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 54, and 1, 2, 8. 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So we have to add 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 4 plus 1, which is equal to a 117. Because first one is a 0, so we can write it as a plus 117. Next is they say add two binary integers using the binary addition and give your answer in a binary, show all working. So we know the rules. 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 0. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 1. So we will apply this 0, 1 plus 1, 0, and 1 will the carry out. Again 0, 1. Now we have a 1, 1, 1. So 1 and 1 will the carry out. 1 plus 1, 0, and 1 carry, 0, 1 carry, 0, 1 carry. So this is the answer. So answer is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Say easy one. Now again, we move to the some theory part. They say data is transmitted between a computer and the printer by using a wired connection. The computer transmits the data to the printer transmits data and interrupts to the computer. State whether the method of transmission should be the serial or the parallel. Justify your choice. Method of data transmission. We know that whenever we travel data from computer to the printer, we use the serial data transmission methodology because we apply wire through which data is transmitted bit by bit, and it's not kind of a system in which we have the synchronous issues that will be erased. So it's a more reliable, and normally external communication does by the use of a serial data transmission. So it's a when they say state whether the method of transmission should be simplex, half duplex, or the full duplex. Simple thing, whenever we transfer data, let me read the statement again. Data is transmitted to the computer by the wire. The computer transmits the data to the printer. It's a full duplex. Why? Because both devices transmit data simultaneously. Computer sends printing data, and printer sends status back to the computer. Then they say uh, a transmitted data may contain an error. Give one way in which an error can occur during a data transmission. Uh, there can be a electrical interference, a noise in the cable, or any kind of change in a bit as well. So we can say that electric interference. They say a computer and printer agree to use the automated repeat query. Error checking methodology explain how error queue using negative acknowledgement is used to establish that data is received without error. So for that, we have to write the uh, solution of how ARQ works. So in the first, whatever the computer that send data uh, that automatically received by the printer, okay, like we can say the sender sends a block of data to receiver. Then receiver will check for the errors by using different methodology, like we have a checksum, okay, or any other method. So if there is error, or if not if no error detected, then receiver has to send a acknowledgement. And if the error detected, automatically receive a NAC, the negative acknowledgement. Negative acknowledgement. We call it as a NAC. And then the sender retransmit the send back the NAC. Okay. So this is how we can remove negative acknowledgement from the system by the use of a AR. They say a computer has system software and application software. Explain how system software is different from the application software. Yes. The software which are compulsory for computer are called the system softwares. The basic properties it manage and control hardware and the software. And memory location is also done by them. And it also helps other application softwares in installation or in working with this. They say one type of system software is an operating system. Yes, one function of operating system is to manage a peripheral devices. Describe how the operating system function managing peripheral devices. Yes, operating system has all the device drivers of the device drivers of all such peripheral devices, and it act as a interface between the peripheral devices and the application software. Done. So this is how we can write the solution of this question. Yes, we haven't missed any question. Next, they say complete the table by giving two examples of the software security solutions and explain how each protect a computer against threat. Uh, for that, we have a firewall, and we have antivirus software as well. So if we discuss about the firewall, it monitor and control all incoming and outgoing traffic. And if we discuss about the antivirus, it scan computer and detect and remove virus. They say define the term firmware and operating system. We already discussed about the operating system. It's the same as a system software. It's manage and control the hardware and software, memory allocation, and help other application softwares to run or execute. Now, if we discuss about the firmware, it's a software that is permanently stored in a ROM or in a hardware device that provide a low-level instruction control to that hardware, and it can normally be modified by the user as well. Like we have a BIOS information. Such type of softwares are known as a firmware. They are the permanent stored in ROM. Like we have a BIOS, and it provides the instruction to control the to, to hardware. Then they say a programmer is writing a program using a integrated development environment. A program will take data for barcode as input. A barcode includes a check digit. Explain how the check digit is used to check the for errors in the data entry. So we have to explain the check digit. That is an extra digit append to barcode. Calculate from the other digital using the fixed algorithm like weighted sum. When the barcode is scanned, the program recalculate the check digits from the interdigit using the same algorithm. The recalculation check digits compared of this, and this is how we can solve. So firstly, we have to provide check digit is kind of an extra digit provide to the device. There we have a barcode to the barcode. For that, we have a fixed algorithm that is already available in almost every device. So second step is to scan the barcode, and while scanning, we compare the algorithm digits and the check digits. We compare input barcode digits and algorithm digits. If they match, then automatically that is accepted. eh, there is a error in between them. There is an error. Otherwise, it's okay. Okay, this is how we can write the answer of this. Next question is what is mean by high level language? The language that is a human readable. Normally, it is in a English language kind of. It's a kind of hardware independent device. So that is why we call it as a high level language. Next question is they say the programmer used a compiler during the developing the program. Describe the benefits of using the compiler. So first is it check the error from the, or it can translate the low level code as a one go. And it's the fastest one. From an interpreter and other devices we have. Yes, it can integrate with all kind of syntaxes. For the error checking. So these are the some of the advantages. I think this is the end for the paper. This was as a solution of the whole paper. Thank you.